everyone, it's Liz again. I am going to take you through something today that you might have seen if you follow me over on Instagram. So I am an avid knitter as well as a sewer. Recently, I was a bit bored in lockdown. I was a bit not fed up with sewing, but I kind of felt like doing something else that I could just do while I was watching the telly or watching YouTube or whatever. So I picked up an old unfinished project, or also known in the knitting community as a UFO, an unfinished object, as it's known in the knitting community. And it was this very colourful colourwork baby blanket. You might be asking yourself why you should be interested in this project, because perhaps you're not a knitter and you can't see how this might be relevant to you in your sewing projects. But what I will tell you is a lot of people get really nervous or anxious about the idea of sewing with knitted fabric, and you don't need to be at all. Knitted fabric very rarely unravels in a horizontal direction. The principles that I will use to steek this fabric and sew it will apply to any knitted jumper. So really this is just a way of showing you that you can handle knitted fabrics and sew them quite easily on a sewing machine. So it's knit as a tube, but obviously this is a blanket and we want it to lay flat. To do this we have to cut the knit tube open, which is something that terrifies many knitters, because basically you're taking a pair of scissors to your work, and often you will have spent months on a project. Colour work is not that quick to do. So yeah, this is fairly nerve-wracking, but we're gonna do it anyway, because if we don't, it's not a blanket. The other technique that I'm going to show you is how to put a backing onto this. So I'm going to actually put a jersey backing on it. Let's get cracking. This is the baby blanket, and down the middle here we have what's called a steek. All that this channel is a section that I can sew some machine stitches down, and then I'll just cut down it, and all it does is it allows me to separate the blanket from a tube, or split the blanket from a tube into a flat piece. I found the centre line I wanted to cut and threaded some colourful yarn through to mark it. Then I machine stitched down either side of the marked line with dark thread. Once I had both those stabilising lines in place, then comes the horrible, scary cutting part. I cut all the way down the original marked line. And then the blanket becomes an actual blanket, yay! Next, the blanket has to be wet blocked. This can be done with steam or by soaking the blanket and by laying it out flat. I soak the blanket for approximately 1 hour in a bathtub of warm water with some no-rinse detergent added. I want to avoid agitating the blanket as much as possible, and that means no rinsing. The wool isn't superwash wool and it will felt if I'm not careful. Then the blanket is carefully removed by squeezing the water out, rolled in a towel and pressed to remove the excess water. Next comes the blocking. The blanket was laid out flat on another towel, measured to get it as square as possible and pinned to air dry. After blocking, all of the stitches are lying lovely and flat and even, as you can see. And the blanket is also a vaguely rectangular shape. It is slightly narrower at the top top than it is at the bottom because my tension changed during the 9 years that it took to make this project. But overall, pretty happy with it, and now I'm gonna look into binding and backing it. Now, I went to my local haberdashery and the selection was quite poor, and I'm impatient, so I didn't want to wait for post. So I managed to find this double jersey bed sheet. Unfortunately, it's a fitted sheet, so I'm gonna have to cut all the edges off and everything. And it's in a cream colour, but the cream is slightly darker and not a great match for the off-white colour in the blanket. So, after consulting with several friends, they were like, well, why don't you get a colour that matches this central motif on the blanket? And I couldn't find anything that matches, so I do have a dial-on die. My plan now is to cut the elastic off the edges of the blanket and divide it in half, and then half of it is going to get the dial-on treatment and half of it I'll keep cream. This is how the teal turned out after it was dyed. In reality, it's probably a little bit more greeny than you can see on the screen, and actually I'm pretty impressed with it's not a complete match, but I'm happy with this, and the whole thing will be bound with this satin ribbon. So yeah, I think it should look nice. Hi. So, in a massive plot twist, I'm no longer using the satin binding. I can't get it to look good. I've tried sewing it on like bias binding, doesn't look right. Tried hand sewing it on, also doesn't look right. And also the jersey sheet that I bought and dyed for the backing is the worst quality ever. It just seems to be sort of warping and skewing in weird ways, and it has no recovery to it because there's no lycra content. So I've bought some much better quality lycra jersey, which I wish I'd just done in the first place and not been impatient, and I've dyed that. And I am going to try self-binding it by cutting the backing bigger than the blanket and kind of folding the edges over on themselves and mitering the corners. I really hope that's going to work, because if it doesn't, it'll be back to the drawing board again. So let's give that a try, and I'll see you in a bit. I laid the blanket out flat on the jersey and basted the 2 layers together with water-soluble thread. Basting just ensures that the layers won't shift as I'm working, and the water-soluble thread means that I don't have to spend time unpicking basting later. I marked out 2 inches bigger than the blanket along each side on the jersey. In some places this was a bit eyeballed because the edges are slightly concave, so it was tough to be super accurate with a straight ruler. Then I cut along the lines with scissors and started to fold the edges in and baste it in place. At the corners, I cut the excess off diagonally, folded the binding over at 90 degrees to itself, folded the raw edge down, and then folded the whole thing over the edge of the blanket. This gives a neat mitered corner, and again I basted this down with water-soluble thread. Then the whole thing was taken over to the sewing machine and top stitched a few millimetres away from the edge, and the miters were invisibly hand stitched down. Hi everyone, so that concludes that. I am very pleased with how it came out in the end. Once I used the good quality 95% cotton, 5% spandex jersey, actually it made the world of difference. The jersey was just way more stable. The jersey sheet, the really poor quality one, was weirdly warped. Even though the grain line was straight, it kept twisting, so I don't know what was going on there. But that really didn't help me in my efforts to get this thing finished. Anyway, don't buy crap fabric, buy good fabric, and you'll be okay. I really love the blanket. It's so soft and snuggly. I think it'll just be perfect for a little baby. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.